Thank you. You heard that, right? That was great.
Yes.
Intro.
All right.
I hope we bring that back eventually, because I know it's been the last 2 years that I have not beat you in Mario Party, and I know I can, because people
I'm
get in my
joking.
way.
You cannot. The
No, you're
stars are
no,
not
you're not.
aligned. I've never look. I'm the Mario Party champion.
Don't even say you've never lost.
I've never lost to anyone at UPRE since, and we've been doing this since 2021 at the latest. Well, with that being said, thanks for clicking on our faces. I'm Cena Superior. Here is the great Grand Slam Poobah, aka the man who cannot beat me in Smash. I'm sorry.
No, I will dominate you in Smash. Don't even go there. Don't even mention Smash, because you will get wrecked. Mario Party, you got it.
But it cannot beat me in Mario Party, and it is the bane of his existence.
But here we are. Is.
Now, just last night, my co-host and I were saying how we wanted some fresh blood in Marvel. We wanted some new stories to tell. And lo and behold, if Disney Plus did not come through with a banger. Now, this episode is...
I can't wait to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, it's completely different, where we meet all new people, no one that we've seen before outside of the Watcher, right? And I was digging it. Like, it was... it kind of gave like a mix of like Avatar, and it was let's not speculate. Let's just get right into the meat and potatoes of the episode. Hold on, we got Dan in the comments here. Hey Dan,
I'm sorry,
what's up?
You want me to
Mario Party? When's the next game? Right, I got man. Listen, we're trying to figure that out. We'll talk about it behind the scenes.
2024. We're hoping to add some things here to our schedule here, but if you want to do Mario Party and Smash Brothers, we're definitely gonna hit you in Damn It Dan.
Come on down. So he also says that it's refreshing to have an original story that doesn't reference or rehash previous MCU installments. Exactly. We got a fresh new story. And it takes place in America. It seems like we're centered around this young girl, indigenous to North America,
right? And
it's kind of like, what if the Tesseract was placed on Earth and it kind of altered the environment there, right? So long story short, we have this girl. She's young girl. her village gets invaded by the Spaniards, right?
Kahhori. I just want to make sure because everyone's name I couldn't remember, but Kahhori was her name.
Yes, Kahhori was her name. And it was during the midst of one attack that her and her brother, I'm assuming that's her little brother.
That's her brother.
They
right.
ran off into this forbidden area, and they uncovered this lake that their tribe had known as like this.
The Forbidden Lake.
Yeah, Forbidden Lake, right? So, unfortunately,
you know what I love about that? I mean, you're doing a fantastic job. Shout out to you. But I love when something's called forbidden and be like, yeah, let's see what's going on there.
Let's just explore. You never know. What else are we doing? Might as well see what's up with the cursed lake.
What? There's a skull right there? Let's explore some more.
All right, let's see what's going on. It reminds me of that scene in The Lion King, where Simba like goes against.
Well, I've always said in Lion King, the real villain was Mufasa, but the hero was Scar.
Really? I'm interested to what let's delve into this theory really quickly. But how was Mufasa the villain?
Well, why was Scar so bad? Because Mufasa did something, because he was this is a PG show. He was a jerk. So I think Scar had a reason for what he did. Now I don't condone murder, but I do sit here and go, I didn't feel bad for Mufasa.
Well, golly. Okay. Well, I think they do have like a little origin thing for Scar, so we can
When
figure out what actually happened.
when you hear C say golly, it's hilarious. But carry on, madam.
So Kahhori,
Hmm?
she ends up getting, shot. And through the
Yes.
force of the bullet, she falls backward into the blue lagoon, right? The Forbidden Lake. And she ends up getting sucked into like this parallel universe where all of the warriors of the previous battle, the ones that had like their skeletons and stuff in the
Right.
woods, live there, but they develop these powers, right? And they
Oh,
all live there.
fantastic.
Yeah, it looked really cool. It's like a mix between, like I said, Avatar: Last Airbender. We got a whole bunch of water benders, a whole bunch of earth benders there, and a little bit of Avatar: Way of the Water, because the tree, they had like this tree that was like lighting up, and it reminded me very much of the tree in Avatar.
It's a good eye.
Yeah, and we have her kind of, she meets this guy, I forget his name, but he's kind of
I
showing
forget.
her the ropes.
I
Actually, I'm
remember
gonna
his
pull it
name.
up.
I feel like I would do injustice unpronounce his name. And one of the things I did want to include real quick, I did enjoy one of the things that I liked, and I see Dan in the chat. Shout out to you, damn it, Dan. But he was talking how refreshing it was to have something that was different, right? So I love one of the things I really liked, and I thought it was important to touch this, is that this not only just was a different, just an original character and different taking on this stuff, but when I was first watching this, and I have subtitles on, and it said Mohawk. So I think, and I'm hoping I'm saying it right, Mohawking. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that's what they're.
Mohawk tribe. I think there was a thing at the end thanking the people of the Mohawk tribe
And
for
I
collaborating.
and I totally appreciate that they did something different and they respected their culture and let people who are familiar with that and let them take that role, because I thought that they did a really fantastic job on that.
Yeah, and we didn't mention this, but the whole episode is subtitles.
Yes,
So yeah, they tried to keep
absolutely.
it as accurate as possible, and they did a really good job. As far, as someone who is not a part of that culture, I feel
Same.
like as an outsider looking in, it looked really authentic, and I appreciate that the work.
And I feel like that, and right, absolutely that, and there was such a respect to that, and that they, and like how you mentioned how in the end credit, and I didn't see this until I was on Twitter, because usually after the episode, I, like, oh, okay, could I try to see if there's a end scene or anything like that, but I do appreciate that they really wanted to respect this tribe, and I think they did. I feel like they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, yeah. So in this, but let me try and butcher this young man's name, even though
Did you see? Yeah, you saw it.
Yeah, it's pretty hard, but I'm trying my best. It's at Akarax.
I feel like you nailed it right, but I can't speak for them.
So he's like pretty much like her, like, when you're at new school and they kind of pair you up with a buddy to kind of show you the ropes. That's her buddy. He's showing her the ropes.
That's only me on UPR.
Possibly, yes. And so she likes it there, right? She's having a good time. She's learning things. She's embracing these new powers that she has. Yes. But also she is feeling like a prisoner because she wants to go back and help her tribe, her people. Yeah. So she's tried, we see montages of her trying to get up to the sphere from which she fell so she can go back into her world. Right. And it wasn't until we flash back into
her tribe, yes.
Yeah, that we see that the colonizers are there and they're pretty much terrorizing her tribe. And they find her brother. He's forced to show them where what they call the Fountain of Youth is. Right. And a bunch of those colonizers, they get sunken and they get taken into the newer world, right?
Yes.
And that's when S hits the fan, because girl, she sees them and she's like, hold on, wait a second. These are the people that attacked my tribe. So she goes in on them. She pulls like a Magneto. She stops bullets. She pulls guns, and she just pretty much destroys them. And this is when she decides, I am getting out of here and helping my tribe no matter what. She uses her super juiced up powers. I don't know how she got so much like, energy, but she has the most power there.
I love this. I honestly, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I love this scene so much because she gives this speech, and she even mentions like, you won't get out until you will always be stuck unless you move. And it was so much that she embraced. And I felt like in this scene, I watched this back twice, going to work and then coming back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So watching it, I watch it going to work. But when you coming back home, I'm trying to pay attention to certain things that I want to make sure that I added to the show. But there's a spot where so you mentioned the montage where she's trying to get out, the sticks, and she's trying to get into the spear, but she just keeps falling. And even with this power, it looked like that hurts.
Yeah.
But there's a spot where she's like holding the spear in her hand, and she has her hand up like this, and she's like that. But she does it at this moment where she brings the spear to her because she embraced this power and she started understanding more of this power. I did want to mention too, because Damn It Dan in the chat, he mentioned how she's a speedster, right? Because I saw that, I said, "Yo, bro, not for nothing, I want that because I would be running for days and nobody's gonna stop me." So I thought that was really cool, and I thought the visuals were so cool. And seeing her master everything, like I said, that speech at the end, because that was just so cool. Her taking. Because you mentioned her little brother and these colonizers, they took the chain off her brother.
Yeah.
And she recognized the chain. She was like, I forget the little brother's name, but she sees it and she already knows, takes the chain, makes these guys pay. I just thought this was a really good scene. Yes. I feel like this was a good scene. I thought it was a powerful scene, and just to show her determination and how courageous she was in this scene. I thought it was really well done because there was scenes like this that made me go like, yeah, go ahead and kick some serious butt, because I'm not going to say another word. I thought that was great.
When she does pull down the entrance like this, the warping hole that goes back to her world, she pulls it down to ground level and pretty much tells everyone there, like, look, I'm about to go save the people. You guys been here and being comfy for too long. You forgot how hard it is out there.
Love that.
Yeah, if you are deserving of this place, you would help me, right? So she goes through the portal, she sees her people, and she pretty much starts a war of one against all of these, invaders, pretty much. So she was handling her business for a little while, but she eventually got overpowered. And just as, she was about to really be out for the count, that's when we see that the people from the New World with the powers, they did decide to come in and help her, and were able to rescue her tribe of people from these invaders. So it was a really good episode. Like, I really enjoyed it. And like I said, from the previous episode, I've been waiting for some fresh stories with fresh characters, and they delivered. They delivered with this, and I'm excited to see if we get more of her in the MCU possibly, because in the last couple scenes, she takes her and all her people, they go to Spain and they talk to the queen in the queen's language. She's speaking Spanish to the queen to make sure she understands, like, look, we got some good stuff over here. Y'all need to leave us alone. It needs to be peace or else, pretty much, right? And that's when we see warping in, right, with his little power, Doctor Strange. And this is like the wonky Doctor Strange. This isn't like the nice Doctor Strange who's writing,
no, it's not.
Recommendations to, little Peter. This is crazed Doctor Strange. And he seems to have an interest in our main character girl, Kahhori.
Kahhori. You said it right. Kahhori. You said it right.
So all of these episodes kind of end up with this
cliffhanger
to be continued, right? It's like, what's going to happen. So
I feel like more of the last two episodes.
Huh?
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I feel like it's the last two episodes. When we had the last one with Captain Carter and she was shot into she plugged, because we did a review yesterday, But she was shot into the world with Wander and another version of Nick Fury.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this episode, and I think that's great. And you know, one of the things I like about the What If, I felt like the What If series, or at least season 2, has been killing it, and there's been there's a lot of variation here, because a lot of episodes that I liked was the more that was a little bit zany, talking about Justin Hammer and talking about the Grand Master. And then you have an episode like this that's just original, but I love that they took a chance with this, and I feel like they hit a home run with this episode. So I would like to see more of Kahhori. Kahhori, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm mispronouncing the name wrong. But I would love more if they did more with it, because I did enjoy what they do. Strange Supreme, what he's doing there. I wish we knew, but we will be talking more about that, because we have, what's this, episode 6? We have another 3 episodes.
Now, question: do you think we'll be seeing more of Kahhori in the MCU?
I would like to, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I would like to, because it's different. I feel like this is what I like about this was, once again, they did something different. They went out there and tried something different. I can appreciate that. Will we see her in live action? It's possible, but I don't think it's anytime soon.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's probably no time soon, but I think that there's definitely a window for her to come, because they did mention that those, once you get into the new world, you don't age. So once you have those powers, so she could theoretically be, that same age up until, this point, 2023. So if they do decide to bring her in, I would be excited to see how she is now, because she was so smart, smart enough to learn this whole new language, just so she can go and tell the Queen of Spain, like, look, leave us alone. So, right. And so imagine that all of these years later, hundreds of years later. So I don't know if she'll be in the MCU, but I hope so. And again, I enjoyed this episode. I'm here for episode 7 when it comes out tomorrow. Not even tomorrow night, but join us tomorrow night.
We'll be here.
To talk about it.
I just want to say real quick, Marvel has been making us work, because this is the most consistent we have been in a long time.
Yes.
Like Black Lightning had us consistent. We were never this consistent.
Every night. Only missed one. Golly, I'm tired. And I'm sick, by the way. I'm sick. I'm bringing you this good recap. Sick as a dog. So y'all should be
happy. So real quick, give a shout out to one Cedar Superior. Sick. She showed up here. She led this show. Give her her flowers. We're going to be back there tomorrow.
Wait. Before you do.
Yes.
I think there's something that we're missing here. Let me see if I can find it. And I think I have right here. Thank you.
That's great that we have that there. I'm going to play it a lot more as soon as I'm going to play it when I talk.
Just start. So you started with the applause. We need to open up the show like that. Instead of with the yawn, it's got to be the round of applause.
No, we got to start off with the yawn. We got to keep the tradition alive.
Speaking of the yawn, Vic will be back Friday. So if you've been looking for Vic and wondering where he is, he's been busy. Holiday season and all of that. He had some gifts to deliver Christmas Day and Christmas Eve.
I got nothing, so he will be hearing from me.
But he'll be joining us again on Friday, or he'll be here on Friday. So tune in for that, and tune in tomorrow night for episode 7 of What If Recap with us. Your marvelous co-host, Trio of Destiny, -1. So yeah, talk to you later. Bye. See ya.